What's up, guys? Welcome back to Side 5 Gaming, GBO2 update number 8. We did a live update. I did a live version of GBO2 update the other night. Thanks for checking that out if you were there for that. That was really cool to see it happen, to be in the game and be watching and waiting along with everyone else for the new mobile suit to come out. But I definitely wanted to wait for a lot of the new changes that are being implemented in the game to come out on the 28th today. So that's why I waited to put the game put out this video. I played a couple of rounds, in the new version of the game. So we're gonna get into that in a second. First, let's go over what we normally do. The new mobile suits. I'm gonna do it pretty quick. Most of the stuff in the store is not really super important or anything. The important stuff is the RX78-1 is in the game. The other mobile suit is a new Gelgoog. And also the crate system for playing matches throughout the day has now been implemented. Checking out the video up there, the RX78-1 prototype Gundam is my favorite paint job that I've seen in an RX78. I've always been a huge fan of that black and red and gray paint job. This is a red suit. It has the beam javelin, as you can see right there, which is super cool. It also has the ability to use 2 beam sabers. It has I think a weaker version of the beam magnum, as well as the Federation bazooka. Pretty much standard warfare and movement, copies of the animations from the other suits. The other Gelgoog, I don't have any good footage of it or pictures of it or anything yet, but you can see it if you go into the weapons store and you highlight a Gelgoog weapon. There he is, right there, next to the, I guess, prototype Gelgoog. This is the standard Gelgoog. And I believe that one is the new prototype Gundam is a 3-star. This one is a mere 2-star suit. But cool, we got another Gelgoog. Great. And I really think that this update, the mobile suits are very much overshadowed by the gameplay changes. So let's see here. Going into those. Well, let's see. Was there anything new in the store? Not so much. Looks like they added. So they added leg armor too. They added. This is shield armor upgrade number 4. Yeah. So it's 800 HP to a shield. This is the leg upgrade, 60% to 70% mitigation of leg damage. Cranium damage. Cranium armor 2, which I think is useless. We talked about that in the GBO2 live update. Or update live edition, if you will. This is back armor level 2, used in space combat. It replaces the leg. Instead of needing leg armor, you need back armor, because if your backpack gets taken out, then you are pretty much dead in the water. No thrusters for you. So that's what, if you're worried about that, that's what that part is there for. Let's see, in the recycle store, it wasn't really anything special. This is pretty cool today. You can see that right there. That's ballistic armor level 3. Nothing really of note right now for the mobile suits that are available. Or the weapons. But if we come over here to the, when you sortie now, if you haven't played already and you're just checking it out, with the implementation of the new match crate system, you'll get a guaranteed silver or gold crate after your first match. Today, that is just kicking it off, because after that, you can get 2 crates per day. That free crate counts as one of them. If you're looking at the screen right now, the one at the bottom there, so if we're going from top to bottom, it says daily bonus. The next one is daily missions. How many of those you've completed? We always have this. We always have 3 missions to do, and then after that, there it says 0 of 2 crates that you have gotten throughout the day. You can get 2 crates per day. Their drop rate is supposed to be somewhere around every 10 matches. So 20 matches, or give or take. I think I did more than 10 matches between last night and this afternoon. So I'm not sure. I didn't get an accurate count of it. I'll try next time. But that's what they say. Somewhere around 10 matches to make one crate drop. Okay. They also tell you what will be in that crate whenever it drops, or for the first time. So just pay attention to what's on the screen. The copper crates can drop DP, as well as low star items, and then going up from there, it's recycled tickets in the silver crates, as well as any type of item. It's not just lottery items. As we know, the parts have been removed from the lottery, but they are in this daily crate system. Okay, so they're pulling from two different pools here. The daily crates, so the daily crates can get you anything between weapons, mobile suits, as well as the upgrade parts. So the silvers have recycled tickets as well as items, and then the gold crates not only have all three of the standard items, but they also have tokens in them as well. So that's very cool. I think, let's see, pretty much we covered that. The daily bonus now applies to quick match, custom match, as well as the standard rating match. So you can get that 5 times bonus by playing in any of the 3 types of matches. If we come into rating match, you will notice here that there is a cost 250. So they said they were going to implement, the 50s, the 50 rooms, as I call them, those half-cost rooms. So 250, 350, 450, because they didn't want mobile suits to be just sitting in the garage collecting dust. They say, okay, cool that you see 3 different sets, or there's 2 different sets of missions. 6 different missions between rating and quick. So those have different setups than these. So as you see right there, that's cost unlimited 4v4. Interesting. I mean, you're going to see a lot more 4v4. I think mainly during the American hours. Maybe when it's, they think that Japan's shutting down. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe that's why we're not getting as many 6-on-6. Who knows? But that definitely changes. That leads into a lot of things that I was talking about earlier in the live edition of the video. Because along with these other changes, the biggest thing for me is that they added the environmental aptitude, or skill set, basically specializations for the mobile suits. So if we come over here to the Zaku cannon and you hit L2, this works on any of your mobile suits. You'll see now that underneath where it says 128, that's how many times I've taken this thing out. I think he's still my highest used suit. I love those artillery suits, as you guys know. Now it says ground. There's 2 English words, ground and space. The ground one is lit up. If we go over here and look at the ACT guy, that's what it looks like when there's nothing selected. There's nothing on there. You don't get to pick this. This is something that they implemented, and it's been driving me crazy, because they literally say on the website, we know that this is going to make certain suits OP, and we're gonna fix it later. That's crazy. I mean, I don't know. I just haven't ever heard anything like that from a developer before. Like, we're rolling this out. We know it's going to make a lot of suits. Some of the suits more OP than they already are, but we're going to fix it. Okay. All right. Well, it's here. We just got to deal with it. I can honestly tell you the game does feel different. It does play different. The biggest thing for me, because I obviously had in one of my videos when I was teaching newer players how to tank rocket shots, how to fight a Dom one-on-one, because everybody was having such a hard time with the Dom. Well, that strat's not here anymore. And I was pretty vocal about it in the live edition, where I said I didn't believe them, that they said that that's not that wasn't working as intended. I don't believe that at all. I mean, and that's just my opinion, because they can write it up however they want. They can make changes to the game and just say, oh, well, we meant for it to be like this from the beginning, blah blah blah. Okay, whatever, but it's gone. So you can no longer kneel down to tank a rocket shot and then take him down when he comes at you, with his saber. So that that takes away a lot of, you know, the defensive options and strategic options for things like a Zaku 1. The Zaku 1, none of his weapons systems go over 300 meters. That's with the bazooka. And without the bazooka, everything's 200 meters and under. I don't think even on the higher levels, I'm not sure if he gets maneuver armor or not. I still got to do an MS check on that thing and see what kind of skills he gets as he levels up. But that really reduces, you know, its combat effectiveness. And it's funny to me that they're talking about, you know, implementing these 250, 350, 450 rooms to try and get people to use mobile suits that they don't use. And then they go ahead and do something like this. This is only going to limit them even more because, look, a mobile suit that really needed a buff, which is what these are, this is another skill set that they stack on top of your parts. It stacks with your parts and it stacks with your existing skill set. For the ground, let me just go ahead and clarify what these are. It increases or it decreases your thruster consumption. It increases your walking speed. It increases your turning speed. And I believe it decreases your overheat cooldown. Let's see. And then the one for space pretty much adds everybody with a space optimization gets high performance balancer. So it gets that skill just added to it. Turning performance increase, the movement speed increase, thruster consumption reduced. So it's pretty much the same except for the addition of high performance balancer. So the ground and space specializations are pretty much, you know, the same skill set, but they are a skill set that improves the performance of the mobile suit. Why wouldn't they put that on something like the Akai? That, you know, so we can get more people in this thing. It's fun. It's really cool to use. But again, this stacks with the other things I was talking about. Now that there's rooms that are like 4-on-4, that means you got to pull like almost, you know, double your weight. You can't be experimenting in fun suits, and you can't be, you know, it's going to force people to take more, you know, more of the meta masters, you know, more of those meta monsters and stuff like that we all kind of, metas just make the game boring in general. You know, in my sense, I can't stand them. I hate playing to those. I'm not gonna say that I don't ever use those loadouts or those suits. Of course I do, but not to great extent. And I try not to rank up. You know, use them to just rank up and stuff like that. I don't believe in that. I really believe in, you know, try to use everything that's available in the game, you know, to have more fun. It's just more fun. Be creative. Create new strategies. You know. That's just the way I am. That's just my personal opinion and how I play these games. But doing something like this and then having a low, like a 4-on-4 room, you know, I think that's only going to increase the rate of people using meta suits. So going through these, the Akai doesn't have it. The Zaku cannon gets one. The Zaku 1 does not have it. Zaku 2, no. GM Kai, no. Standard Jimmy, no. The Type S, another fantastic suit that could be a suit that could be even more fantastic. Leo has great success in this thing. Don't mind my awful red and black Char Aznable paint job, but I think this Type S really could have benefited from something like that. And just because this suit is available to be used in space and ground does not mean that that's why I didn't get it. That's BS. Anybody who says that's not true, because I'm gonna go jump over there to my R2 Hymo, and that one can be used in both space and ground, and it has a space specialization because it most definitely is better in space than it is on the ground. The FS gets one. This thing was already is pretty monstrous out there. You know, he's pretty brutal with that hack. But he is a lot faster now. I've used this in the 400 cost, and he walks faster, he turns faster. You can feel the horsepower difference, people. It is a big difference. The GM cannon does not get it. So interesting that the Zaku cannon gets it. Gets the specialization, but the GM cannon does not. Nice to see the GM sniper get it, though. That's pretty cool. He definitely needs more walking speed and turning speed. The GME light armor does not get it. So again, the ACK guy doesn't have it. Wish it did. The new Afreet gets ground specialization, and that ugly, crazy, funny paint job that you were seeing on some of my other mobile suits, I pulled it off of this one, which kind of looks like Skeletor, if you ask me. The standard the R1 HIMO is usable in space and ground, but it does not get a specialization. The R2 HIMO right here, it does. So unless that's an oversight, this is the only suit that I see that has both in both maps availability, yet has a specialization. Going back, the Zaku Sniper does not have it. The FZ does not have it. That's, I kind of would have liked to see maybe that get it. That's a pretty cool suit, especially at the 400 level. That suit's really neat. I have it on my American account. That's pretty fun to play. He gets another skill, and he gets a 2-hit combo. It's pretty cool. The Zaku 2 we talked about does not have it. The Striker gets better walking, more walking speed, turning speed, thruster, all that good stuff. That's pretty neat. Sniper Custom, nope. We already talked about the ground Gundam ground type. That gets the buff. The Zegok, like the ACK guy, really would have liked to see this thing get a buff. That would get more people into it, please. The Zuda, really would have liked to see this. I mean, I am a little bit biased towards the Zuda, but I really would have liked to see the Zuda get that for ground combat. That would have been cool, given its limited arsenal. And then here we go. This is my big gripe, my big rant. The Dom gets this ground specialization upgrade, giving it more walking speed than it already has. I mean, it's already pretty much topped out. Look at that, 140. So now he can do the, you know, his EAC recharges faster. His double tap, you know, the dodge is going to reload faster because of the consumption in the overheat cooldown. So they just reinforce the meta straight up, you know, in this one patch. So he gets a performance skills upgrades, and then also his weapons get a type of buff in a sense, because now people can't tank the shot by kneeling down. They did say that they did slightly shrink the explosion radius, the blast radius, the splash damage radius of the rocket launchers. So I'm still not quite sure how I feel about that. I mean, I think it's the splash power. I think it's the area of effect power that needs to be taken down, not so much the blast area. But whatever. I've played it since that patch, and I've still hit, you know, 2 people at the same time, but they do have to be pretty much on top of each other. The Jimmy Ground gets it. That's pretty cool, but, you know, interesting. So the GM Sniper gets, you know, got the ground specialization. So this one does too. It's pretty much the same chassis. So I wonder if that has something to do with it. The Rick Dom, of course, you know, the Dom gets that one. So the Space Dom, the Rick Dom, gets space specialization. All the tanks have I believe a health increase, or like a defense buff, as well as the new skill fixed, like I believe it's this one. It's basically just that they can't get staggered while they're kneeling, while they're crouching, but they can no longer dash while they're crouching. It's some kind of fixed mechanism. Machine fixation mechanism or something like that. That's the new skill for all the tank types. Cool to see the tank types getting buffs. I'd really like to see a lot more out there. I like playing the tanks. It's pretty cool. We've already been over those suits, so let's go to the Gundam. The expensive stuff. The Gundam does not get a specialization. The gun cannon does not. The Pixie does not. The Goof Custom does. I can tell you right now, you guys know that I like to use this thing a lot, and it's almost like playing, you know, The Division or something like that, some other third-person shooter, because now with this ground specialization, you can move his reticle around super fast. He can aim at anything. It feels a lot faster. He does walk a little bit faster. I'm not sure about the walking speed. Mine already walks, you know, pretty fast as it is. And has always moved quickly for me, so that was kind of negligible, but it does have it. We talked about the Hymo not having it. The Goof gets its ground specialization. Good for them. The Gan does not. Like, Nick, again, I don't get it. Why do they have all these kind of niche suits and they're not helping them? They're not giving people a reason to pilot them. I really would like to see that, but maybe we'll see that. There is the first round of balance changes coming in soon, apparently. So maybe we'll see some changes in that to get people using those other suits. The R2 Hymo, I really like this suit. I like its stats. Not too keen on its loadout because he doesn't have the backup machine gun that the R1 Hymo has. But look at that shooting, his shooting bonus, 47. That's higher than my gun cannons. This thing hits like a truck with a heavy rocket launcher. We know the FS gets it. Zuda, no. Gun cannon, no. Let's see. The Easy 8, arguably the best CQB suit in the game. I mean, you see it everywhere. I mean, this guy is just the Frankenstein, just rules on the battlefield. It gets ground specialization. All tanks get upgraded, as we said. We saw a striker, but nothing for the powered Jimmy. Ah, man, it kills me. Like, I wish I had a Dome Troppin. Somebody let me know if the Dome Troppin has it. But the powered Jim does not get the ground specialization. That kind of sucks, or space for that matter. I thought maybe he would get the ground because this R2 Hymo, it has the AMBAC system like the Gundam G3 has, and that's pretty much only usable in space as far as I know. The powered Jim's triple jump capability is not usable in space, so I kind of expected them to give it a ground specialization. That makes sense to me. So I don't know. Let's see. I was going to go into, that's the coin store. Going to go, here we go. Let's get a look at all of the parts that are available in the game right now. Fighting, leg armor, all the chassis armor upgrades up to level 4. Still only one level of the loader. Shield armor, ballistic armor level 3 looks pretty cool. Got some gold rivets on there. Beam armor level 3, interesting looking. I wonder what these two are. I'm not sure. Oh, maybe. Oh, it's the cranium armor, I bet. Yeah, because I don't have either one of those because I have no use for it. I don't know. One of my viewers was telling me, one of the subs was telling me that when your head gets blown up, you get an attack. What is it? Debuff. Interesting. I wonder if that means it just drops the range of your weapon, or you can't zoom in anymore. I don't know. They really need to make it more important to. I don't know. It doesn't have enough value. I don't understand. Like, I don't need to buy the armor for the head part, you know, and I don't have any reason to make it take up, you know, use up slots for that stuff because it's just straight up not as important as the legs. You know, it's weird. You would think that the two energy bars that they have on the screen that are important would, you know, the head and the legs. Nobody cares if their head gets destroyed. They really need to change that. You should care if your main camera gets destroyed. We were talking about, you know, in the live edition that maybe they should get rid of your HUD, or, you know, they should definitely disable your ASL. Maybe they do. I don't know. I haven't done extensive testing on it, but I don't know. They need to make that more important, you know, in this game. So that's pretty much it. Those are just so you can see all the available upgrades that are out right now. And then if we go into the paint shop and we look at the Akai, you can now see that there's a percentage for the weathering for each one, so you can see the percentage. Neat little change there for for all the people who like to customize, you know, to the nth detail in the paint shop. And let me just cruise and peruse the website real quick. Aircraft fixing device. That's the thing for the tank skill. So machine guns. They got rid of the, you know, when you kneel down, that I love looking at these giant mobile suit weapons. When you kneel down, you're still going to get staggered by a rocket, but the machine guns, just players in general, you're no longer going to accumulate damage from multiple weapons if you're getting shot. So like when you get staggered by one machine gun, you're not going to get chain staggered by the machine guns anymore, because you're not going to be able to accumulate stagger potential from multiple machine guns at the same time. Once it happens, it starts over. Let's see. As far as that's how it is as I understand it, but these translations are a little wonky. Let's see. Most invincible state. This is really good. I noticed this in the games that I was playing. This is important. The mobile suit that is in an invincible state has been adjusted so that the HP bar remains displayed until the invincible condition expires. If you've ever just had to try and guess if the guy was invincible or not, and you shoot him and you get a 0 for your damage output, you don't have to worry about that anymore. If he's invincible, his bar is going to be showing and it's going to be white. So I'm really happy about that. No more wasting shots on people that are invincible, though I still do fire before it wears off, because you can usually do damage to him like a microsecond before the white bar actually turns back to normal. Time required for emergency escape. We've kind of been over this. We were talking about showing people what it was like, and when I was speculating and kind of guessing what it was going to be like. So now instead of being 2 seconds, it's 1 second, but it does take longer to get back into the mobile suit. And I'll show you that whenever we drop in here. What is this? I think this is the standard. So if we see, as you saw when we dropped in, that their bars were white, as you can see, like as if they were invincible. So we could tell. Yeah, and again, look, this thing hits like a truck with that. Can't wait to do an MS check on this bad boy. I believe this is my R2 HIMO. So let's do the ejection. So if we hold that's standard, right? Get right back in. Now, if we do the emergency escape, you see how fast that was, and now it says wait, but it says wait for much longer. Let's see, it's a pretty good chunk of time. Let's see. You can send. You'll be able to see something about whenever the font for the numbers at the capture points, that has changed. Not a big deal. There's also like a note from one to the other, I think, telling you that if somebody else is calling in an airstrike on one already, or something like that. There is some new language that's added to those things. Let's see, oh yeah, this is important. The rival system, oh yeah, well, before that, as I'm scrolling through this stuff, I'm seeing this. When you're readying up for a match, you'll notice that the controller vibrates. If you're the last guy to ready up, your controller will vibrate now to try and warn you that everyone's waiting on you to pick your mobile suit. Along the same lines, who they pick to be your rival. It's pretty cool. So now they usually just pick somebody that's of the same like rating, like B+ for B+. But now they pick somebody of the same class, which is really good. So if I'm in a tank and there's somebody else in a tank on the other side, we're going to be rivals. Now, if there is nobody else that's in a tank, they say that they're gonna search for a rival for you, and you may not get put with somebody of your same class. Very understandable, but still really neat to see that they implemented something like that to try and even it out, make it an even fight. Wow, look at the way he jumped. I don't think I've ever seen that. That's pretty funny. That pretty much covers all the important stuff for GBO2 update number 8. Thanks for checking it out, guys. Don't forget to sub up, get in the game with me out there, and go get some. See you guys later.